Hi doing guys, this is Flex1296 here, and today we're bringing you the final part of our transfer window Footie Talk special. So let's get straight into it. Burnley, the other promoted club, the winner of the championship last season, the team that came up a few seasons ago, and despite battling bravely, just didn't have enough to stay in the league. They've gone out, they've splashed some money, they've broke their own transfer record on 2 occasions. First, Stephen Defoe, 8 million, good signing. They did need to strengthen their midfield because that was one of the key areas of why they were relegated a couple of seasons ago. So they've gone out, they've strengthened with him, and they've also signed Jeff Hendrick for 10 million. 2 great signings. Hendrick was very good in the Euros. Defoe has been known to be a very strong and resilient kind of character. 2 very good signings as far as Burnley are concerned. Not many outgoings either. Burnley have got such a small squad, so keeping all the team kind of close together with 1 or 2 exceptions has been very, very good on their part. And Joey Barton. Joey Barton obviously going to Rangers. So very good in that respect that they managed to keep that small squad together. Do I believe Burnley can stay up? It's hard to say, because if they show that same fight that they showed a couple of seasons ago, and the same way, and if they play on a consistent basis the way they're playing against Liverpool, I don't see why they can't stay up. I honestly don't see why they can't stay up. The only problem is that if they don't get enough goals, and I'm talking about Andre Gray and Sam Vokes, if they don't get enough goals, then obviously they will not stay up. Just as simple as that. It might sound a bit stupid the way I said it, but you can still stay up as long as your midfield is chipping in goals. But the midfield probably doesn't chip in enough goals. And so it's going to be heavily relied on them 2 strikers up front. So it's keeping them fit, keeping them healthy, and also getting them amongst the goals as often as possible. Next, we will go to Sunderland. Sunderland. Trio of Man United players coming in: Donald Love, Paddy McNair, and Adnan Januzaj. Moyes obviously raiding his former club. Sunderland did need players. They did need a creative flair player in Januzaj. They did need a right back in Donald Love, and they did need a centre back in Paddy McNair. Were they probably the players that Sunderland fans were expecting? Maybe not, but they will go in there and they will do a job, definitely. Endong is the £13.5 million record signing on deadline day. The only thing I know about him is that he caused a horrible, horrible injury in the French league, I believe. And that's pretty much all I know about him, to be honest. He's still a young defender. Obviously got a lot to learn. He can definitely be one to look out for in the future. But I say, the only thing I know about him is that he caused a horrible injury in the French league. Losing Giaccherini and Younes Kaboul in the summer, tough. Kaboul can be a very reliable defender at times. And Giaccherini, at the start of his Sunderland career, he showed quite a bit. He showed quite a bit of what he can do, and it was just a shame that for whatever reason it just fell apart during the middle, and then obviously came to a tough end, because he was actually pretty good in the Euros. I did see him a little bit in the Euros, and I did think he was still that kind of flair kind of player that Sunderland sort of needed. So just a shame that he's gone. Can Sunderland stop this season? I do believe that David Moyes can recreate something at Sunderland like he did at Everton. He can make them that team that you don't really fancy playing. He can make them. He can basically make them how Everton were. With a bit of time, a bit of financial backing, he can definitely make them. The only thing I will say is that maybe a striker would have definitely been needed. Jermaine Defoe is going to be heavily relied on again this season to grab the goals to keep them up in the Premier League. It's going to be a tough ask for him again. It's another year older. So it is going to be tough, but they just need players like Barini, and they need their other kind of attacking players to kind of step up and just grab some goals, because you can't just rely on Defoe to grab you all the goals. So maybe a striker would have been needed, but they can't do anything about that now until January. Let's go to Watford. A lot of activity going on there. They've signed Kabul, Okaka, a Nigerian player whose name escapes me, Daryl Yanmat, and Roberto Pereira. I see what I'm saying that name right. Pereira. A lot of transfer activity there. Right back, centre back. Defensively, they are back to a strong base. Up front, maybe they need to get their strikers like Deeney scoring on a more regular basis. They were sort of a bit hit and miss last season, Watford. They're under the management now, of course. They basically just need to be a bit more consistent for my liking. But there's a lot of potential with this squad. There definitely is. As far as a prediction as to where they'll finish, I don't know, man. It's a tough ask. They're a tricky one, because, like I said, they're quite inconsistent, so it's quite hard to know where to put them. I'm gonna say they just stay up, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did go down. I think they may have enough to stay up, but like I say, I wouldn't be surprised if they went down. And finally, we have West Brom. Tony Pulis' side, the guy who is very, very strong defensively. He was a very clear way of going about things. He likes to defend. He likes to start off from the back and work his way up. Obviously, the big signings, Matt Phillips and Nasser Chadley, they'll provide some much needed pace on the wings for them counter-attacks, which is two very good signings. They'll bring the flair and the pace to the team, which is what they need. They also signed Hal Robson-Kanu. Now, he was very, very good in the Euros. One of the standout performers. And he'll basically challenge Rondon. He will challenge Rondon for an up front role. They managed to keep Berahino. And to be honest, this thing with Berahino is really frustrating. Not just for West Brom fans, who I'm sure are pretty sick of this saga every single transfer window, but it's frustrating because he doesn't score enough goals to say he's a striker. He doesn't score enough goals when he's on the pitch. Is it because that the team that he's playing for doesn't supply him enough? Is it because he's not enjoying his football, so he wouldn't score enough goals? I don't know. I don't know if it's any of them reasons, but for me, he just doesn't score enough goals to be worth the sort of money that they're talking about. Like this, like 30 million, or 25 million or whatever. It's just, for me, it's not enough for what they're talking about. And before long, if he doesn't score enough goals soon, there may not be any suitors for him, and he may have to stay at West Brom, and West Brom could not get any money for it, or not the money that's being suggested. It's frustrating for fans. I'm sure it's frustrating. It's even frustrating for me, and I'm a neutral here. I'm not on West Brom's side. I'm not on anyone else's side. I'm just sort of like in the middle here. But as far as outgoing is concerned, James Chester's gone. And there was a couple of loan deals and a couple of freebies as well heading out the door at West Brom. But obviously their struggle is goals, but they don't play like that. They don't play that kind of, we're going to outscore you. They'll play the game of try and break us down, and we'll hit you on the counter. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do. I think they will again stay up. I don't think there'll be any progression in league position, but obviously they'll stay up. They're sort of that team that don't progress anywhere, but they don't fall back either. They just sort of stay the same. And I assume it'll just be another quiet season for West Brom. Obviously, with the exception of when January comes around and when Berahino is again under transfer scrutiny. So that's it for this. These 4 episodes of Footie Talk. I will be back again with another hot trending topic in the world of football. As always, comments, subscribe. You do whatever you feel like doing. But mainly comment, because I would love to hear your views, and that's kind of what I want to do. I kind of want to get people's opinions on this, because I love having these kind of debates and these kind of conversations with people about how the new season will look. It's a very exciting time. It's a very interesting time in the world of football, especially in the Premier League, which is what my main kind of area of football is on. But yeah, I'm just very interested in hearing your opinions on any of the teams I mentioned in the past 4 mini episodes. So again, thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you on the other side.